Welcome back to Pixel Park. In today's episode, we're going to build a dive coaster following our 10x10 rule. We bent the rules a little bit on this one, but not a whole lot. I really hope you enjoy this because this was a pain in the neck to install. I'm telling you, I didn't cut anything out, and this thing was a fight all the way to the end, but I think it's worth it. And coming up at the end, you're going to stick around because there's going to be a POV on this ride. You're not going to want to miss it. It is smooth. It is wonderful. It is fantastic. Let's dig in. So we went through this whole process. If you're new to this series, this is Pixel Park, and my goal in Planco Coaster 2 is to challenge myself this year. So one of the challenges I wanted to undertake this time was a dive coaster within this 10x10 plot size. And I'm going to spoil it now. I increased the size of the plot very slightly in a couple directions. I think the compromise is where I took a little bit away. I didn't fill every square inch. So the coaster does technically fit in a 10x10 plot. It just overhangs a little bit here and there. It's just the nature of the dive coaster. There was not much I could do with it. You're going to see me fiddle a lot with trying to get the angles right. I wanted to have enough entertaining elements to this ride for the rider to feel like they've gotten their worth out of being on the ride, because you imagine this ride's in a park like this. It's either going to have an enormous line or a very slow line, or a combination of the two. There was a quick POV. Those are always completely disorienting, but I take those POVs real fast throughout the build process just to understand the look, the feel, the layout, the clip, you know, the near misses, all that other stuff about the ride. And I don't like to have the ride constantly crashing. I know you can turn that off, but there's times when I like having that on. So I don't know. I just don't mess with it. So yeah, if you have that feature on with it won't crash during testing, you can test over and over and over again. It'll give you some kinetic energy as you're building. Does help increase the realism a little bit as far as, or the immersion a little bit as far as making you feel like, you know, you're part of the action. So I wanted this ride to have a couple elements that kind of twisted around each other. And I'm gonna tell you right now, right away, this portion of the project was very difficult. Just getting this ride into position, easy enough. But this next part here, after I select music and colors, is that I'm going to have to fit this. I'm going to have to get this ride to fit in the park. And in order to fit in, it's got to top the other rides that are here. Let's be honest, it's a lot better than Mama's Little Frog, and it's a lot better than Red Alert. And yeah, right here, I noticed the seats were pinching on the second row when we ran around this turn, and I didn't cut any of this out. This was horrible. I could not find a happy medium that allowed me to comfortably sit this ride within the plot. Overhang above, in my opinion, is okay. Overhang on the very bottom is a lot harder to justify, because then it's really truly going outside the plot. So there you can see where I start to flesh the idea out of putting this coaster up like this. And it seems like it works. It seems, okay, so we got something. And then I started getting frustrated again because I saw the pinch in the seats. So I started pulling the clock back a little bit and undoing it. And then I decided, why don't I just move the entire lift hill over? Well, that pinches and kinks the drop in a weird way. In a way I just couldn't work out. And there I am just trying futilely to get that right. I wish it wouldn't force us into such a complete vertical in the end of that drop like that. I get the purpose of it, but I imagine there's some manufacturers of rides who might prefer a little more of a gentle slope. Frankly, I like when they don't completely stop on the vertical. I like when they stop on like a 45, because you can kind of see out past you for a good distance. And you can also see the ground coming up. So there I took another ride, noticed that the lift hill doesn't connect, doesn't get the cart. So I thought, okay, what can I do? Of course, I have ADHD, I moved a rock. No, I went back and I kept fiddling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with this trying to get this combination of, track with the moving wheels under it, connecting to the lift hill. And then I thought, I wonder if I put a second lift hill in, maybe curve this around and then try to meet it. And then I got up there and I thought, well, what I'm doing works. Right about here is when I realized what I'm doing works. It's just not going to connect to the old infrastructure at the top. So why not add another element? Something to tease you when you're going up the lift hill. It's fun. It looks cool from the ground level. And things are a little tight still. You can see it there. I'm pausing the ride a lot as I go. I know this is going by 100 miles an hour for you, and it's just flickers of an image, but it's all there. If I played this footage out in real time, it's an hour and 24 minutes of footage. I would find a whole lot that I just could not talk about. There'd be long gaps of silence in there. And I know that you guys have expressed before that you want to hear me talk more, And my vidIQ coach, even same thing, wants me to talk more. So I did get feedback from one of you who's a viewer. Thank you so much. I'm not going to mention your name, just in case, I don't have your permission to do that. But one of my viewers did suggest in a recent video, I think it was on Red Alert, that if the background music is playing too loudly, my voice is harder to distinguish in all the noises for some people who have, auditory issues. So I think that is awesome. I'm making the adjustment. I hope it's been worthwhile. And I'm also making the adjustment to talk more. My commitment is to talk the entire way through this video. I think that's a completely normal thing to do. I think it's difficult. Don't get me wrong. You start to run out of things to talk about. But I think overall, if I just share my thought process, we come to a happy median. You'd think after 10 years of doing this, I'd have it down pat, but yeah, 10 years. My 10th anniversary on YouTube is coming up in October. I really don't know if I'm planning anything special or not. My YouTube channel is set dead for a very long time, and I even deleted the original content that was here. It was all Minecraft and random gaming, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to celebrate 10 years or if I want to consider this like my first year since I've really gotten serious with it. I don't know. Maybe in the comments, share how you feel about that. Speaking of that, in the last video during Mama's Little Frog, I asked everybody to talk about the music that they enjoy listening to, and you guys responded. I think I agree with a lot of the music. Evanescence, Linkin Park, stuff like that. We have similar taste in music. Honestly, I listen to just about anything good while I'm building. Anything with a decent beat. Here we go. I think this is the point when I realized I would probably not get away with not building custom supports. If you guys know me long enough, I will avoid this task like the plague. I will avoid it like the plague. I hate putting custom supports in. I hate it. I absolutely hate doing it. And I don't feel like I do it good enough. And that makes me not as good at it as other people. So if you'd like to do my custom supports, please let me know. We'll collaborate the park together and I'll credit you for it. I just don't feel like doing it. Speaking of that, the more the merrier. This park is, like all of my parks, open to community submissions. So we'll talk about that here in a moment. Let's take a ride on Dive and see how it came out. There we go. How was that? I think it was awesome. I think this ride came out really great. I think it fits the space well, the 10x10. And if you notice, I didn't take too many creative liberties when it comes to increasing the size. I just did what I needed to do to make kind of the overhangs work out and fit. I think it could use a little bit more custom supports. Absolutely. I have to find the motivation to get around to doing them. But that first drop, it's fantastic. I think it fits the ride really well. Look at that great view too. Finis Singh. I think I'm getting your name right. I do apologize because I probably heard it before because I am a viewer of theirs on YouTube. But Finesse, I think it's Finesse did make that Japanese pagoda style ride in the back. That is a community submission, and that is something that I want to try to encourage for this park. MarVG is also doing a ride that's going to go here. I don't know what's in it. It's just a building that he's providing. But yeah, this is a drop tower back here. And I think it looks fantastic. I think it's really cool. It does mostly fit inside the 10x10. And you can see the whole community section is going to be on the back edge of that park. But look at that dive coaster. Next week, we're going to be filling in the plot on the left there. And getting a little sneak peek of this right now. This is awesome. Finesse, you did a great job on this. You really did. The detail is beautiful. The layout and orientation of objects, fantastic. And those blossoms. Oh my gosh, those blossoms are beautiful. So yeah, look at those gates too. Those prayer gates. Those are really nice. The way they came out. But yeah, here it is, the 10x10 park, Pixel Park, just moving right along. I even put my Planco friends in there if you check that out. But yeah, if you haven't seen the other videos, I think right now Mama's Little Frog is going to pop up on your screen. And you can also check out Red Alert and how that went. But yeah, we have tons more to do in this park. I'm showing you around here at all the plots. And I think it's just fantastic. If you want to see how I built those other attractions, click the video that's on the screen now and head over and check those out. I think you'll enjoy them. They were a blast to work on, and they both fit the rule of the 10x10 plot and having to fit the ride within that plot.